One of the most powerful lessons that I learned about sponsorship sales came to me while I was working in tech support while going to university. And in today's video, I'm going to share that lesson with you. Check it out. Hi there, Chris Bayless here from the Sponsorship Collective. And before we dive into today's video, take a moment now to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell icon because we release a new video every week and you don't want to miss it. So when I was in university, I worked in tech support. People would phone in with problems with their computers and I would walk them through it. It wasn't a great job, but it paid the bills and paid the tuition. One of the most common problems that people would call in with was that their computer wouldn't turn on. And the most common solution was to plug in your computer. But if you told the person that they hadn't thought of plugging in their computer, they wouldn't accept the solution. In other words, when people would phone in and say, my computer's not working, it's not turning on, we could have solved the problem for them in 10 seconds or less. But if we solved the problem too quickly, people would reject the solution. So what did I do? Every time somebody phoned in and said their computer wasn't working, I would say, we need to do a hard reset. And the way we do that is by unplugging the computer from the wall and from your computer. And then we just have to access a panel on the back of your computer to make sure that there are no warning lights flashing. So we would have our clients, our customers, take their computer apart, look for flashing lights, which of course couldn't happen because their computer was unplugged. Then we would ask them to time 2 minutes. Once 2 minutes was up, we had them put their computer back together, plug in the computer, plug it into the wall, and presto, the hard reset solved the problem. Except it wasn't the hard reset that solved the problem. It was the act of plugging in the computer that solved the problem. So I can hear you asking, what does this have to do with sponsorship? If we solve a problem too quickly, if we make the solution to a problem too simple, and we arrive at the conclusion that we can help someone too quickly, they lose trust and faith in our solution. Coming up with the right answer is really only half the battle. Showing your client, your sponsor, your prospect that you fully understand them, that you've heard them, that you're listening to them, that you care about the problem that they're experiencing is the other half of the equation. So what's the sponsorship equivalent to the hard reset? Far too often, sponsorship seekers arrive at a solution before they've even talked to a prospect. Here's my sponsorship package with 3 levels for you to choose from. Instead, what you want to do is sit across from your sponsor and ask them questions. Sit across from your prospect and get to know what they're trying to achieve. Once you're 100% sure that you know exactly what they need and that you can help them, it's time for the hard reset. Ask them at least 5 more questions. And one of my favorite questions to ask is, what do you mean by that? No matter what the person says to me. How are you feeling today? Great. What do you mean by that? The question, what do you mean by that, when asked in response to answers that seem really obvious, is a great way to get people talking and get people to dig deeper. Arriving at the solution, arriving at the conclusion that you can help too quickly is a bad move in sales. And there's no quicker way to arrive at a conclusion than to hand someone a sponsorship package that you wrote without ever speaking to them. Because that sponsorship package makes a bunch of assumptions and arrives at a conclusion that you can help before even asking them one thing about what they're trying to achieve. So spend the time with your prospect to really fully understand their problem. Give them the space and the respect to fully explore their problem and to feel like you've heard them. The best way to do that is to take your time and fully understand what your prospect is trying to achieve. Once you have proven that you've fully explored all possibilities with your prospect, then you've earned the right to tell them to make sure their computer is plugged in. And what's more, they'll agree with you and be willing to arrive at the same conclusion. So if you want to go a bit deeper into your sponsorship program and build a sponsorship offering that lends itself well to this approach to sponsorship sales, where I've put a link to some training, check out the comments below for a link to some free training that I put together called How to Grow Your Sponsorship Program. Check it out.